Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, October 28th, 2016, a lot of news sources republished a story that National Geographic put out earlier this month about Jesus' tomb being reopened for the first time in centuries. I want to show you why so many news outlets put out this story yesterday, October 28th, 2016. If you're new to my channel, I am exposing how Freemasonry controls the media, and creates news by the numbers. Having a story about Jesus yesterday was a shining example of this practice. Yesterday's date was a date with 74 numerology, a number very relevant to Jesus. In Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, the Greek name for Jesus, Yeshua, equals 74. The English translation of Jesus, Joshua, equals 74. In the World Series yesterday, Joshua was starting for the Indians and led his team to the win in the presence of his father. That was the big story. Joshua in front of his father. The word father equals 58, like Freemasonry, like secret society. Joshua had 58 pitches. And we're going to be talking about how in this article it talks about how a council is responsible for this tomb that was created in the year 58. So anyway, Yeshua equals 74, Joshua 74, syncing up with the date, the name Jesus 74, the word cross 74, Jesus and cross, it goes without explanation. The title Messiah 74, the word gospel 74, the first four books of the New Testament that are the story of Jesus' life. There's a relationship between the number 4 and 7. The Gospels, the first four books of the New Testament. 7 is the fourth prime number. There's duality with these numbers. Lucifer equals 74. Occult 74. Jewish 74. Masonic 74. A lot of people say Jesus was crucified on the cross at age 33. There's a new Hollywood movie out called Risen. It emphasizes this, Jesus being crucified in 33 AD on the cross. Out of the 50 states, only one of them sums to 74. It's the 33rd state, Oregon. And think about what a massive territory Oregon once was that was responsible for westward expansion. Oregon, the 33rd state. The abbreviation is OR, which is 15 plus 18, 33. 74, a super important number to this nation. Think about our birthday, July 4th. The word holiday equals 74. Holy day, holiday, Christmas day, celebration of Jesus from the Holy Bible. The first Thanksgiving was celebrated by George Washington, a 33rd degree Master Mason. It was made an official holiday 74 years later by Lincoln. Holiday 74, 74 years between Washington's Thanksgiving and Lincoln's. The spiritual figure in the Quran, Muhammad, in the English language, 74. And remember, the New World Order, the Illuminati as people call it, what it is Freemasonry. It's why they've spread English as the one world language. Gematria, English, both 74, no coincidence. Alphabetic order in Pythagorean Gematria is 74. October, the month of this news, the only month with 33 Gematria. I point out the word crucified has Gematria of October. Jesus crucified at age 33 on the cross. They said the rock that covered Jesus, this tomb, it's been covered since at least 1555. If you study numerology, they say the number 555 represents Christ consciousness. That's very interesting. The Washington Monument's 555 feet tall. Notice the gematria of the word rock. Jesus buried with a rock. Rock 47, the reflection is 74. The word authority 47, framework, foundation, Christian. The Freemasons have something called Euclid's 47th problem about establishing foundation for a structure. Think about religion being the authority. So this site is just outside of Jerusalem. Jerusalem, very relevant to the history of the United States of America, the nation established the same time English was created. Jerusalem equals 104 in Gematria, with the USA right in the middle. 7/4/1776, a date with 104 numerology, and right now as a nation we're paying Israel $104 million per day. So remember, here, I want to tell you something, so this is related. September 11th, New York City is on the 74th meridian. September 11th happened on 9/11/2001, which was New Year's Day of the Coptic calendar. Coptic Christians, some say that September 11th was Jesus' birthday, September 11th. The World Trade Centers lasted from 68 to 2001. They were 33 years old when they came down on the 74th meridian. After they fell, a new structure was built there, the One World Trade Center. One World Trade Center equals 93, just like the word crucifix. They made it 104 stories tall, 1,776 feet. 17 plus 76 is also 93. Crucifix 93. Think about the 93 World Trade Center bombing. I've said it many times before. The coding of 9/11, what was done on that day, it was a cult, sick spiritual tribute, if you will. And it had many parallels with Christianity. And what was it about? It was about provoking a nation of Christians into going to war with Islam, essentially, much like the Crusades once upon a time. So a little more reading. The Holy Edicule itself sits within the church. That's where Jesus' tomb is. This Holy Edicule. Here's what's so interesting about that. Holy Edicule equals 119. All Seeing Eye 119. Star of David. Master Plan. King James Bible equals 119. Is that interesting or what? This story being republished by all these news outlets on the October 28th. It's the day that leaves 64 days left in the year. This site is in Israel. Israel 64, Zion 64, Thelema 64. Thelema is the occult religion that worships the number 93. Everything in Israel has been done by the number 93 from start to present. The name in the Bible for the false Jews who are said to rule in the end times, who are the Zionist Jews in Israel, are the synagogue of Satan, which equals 64, just like Israel. The motto in Thelema is do what thou wilt, which equals 64. And what these Zionists do, who control our media and our governments, is do what they want, lying to us all the way. September 11th was a shining example. Here it talks about how three sects jointly manage the site. The Greek Orthodox Church, the Roman Catholic Church, and the Armenian Orthodox Church. The three groups agreed in 58. Just talked about the Indians pitcher tribute, 58 pitches for his father, Father 58, Freemasonry 58, Secret Society 58. Shoring up history. Let me tell you something about the word history before we go. The word history has gematria 42, and if you know the Bible, you know it begins with 42 generations leading up to Jesus in the New Testament. New Testament equals 42. The first published Bibles were called 42-line Bibles. Notice how Freemason equals 42. This is the symbol for the Freemasons, the compass and square with the G in the middle. G represents 42 as well. What do you think about history equaling 42, G, New Testament, Freemason, Zionism? You think that's a coincidence in light of them being called 42-line Bibles with 42 generations leading up to Jesus? In light of 74 being Masonic, number coded all over the name Jesus as we know it through English. The word Bible has gematria of 21, and when you write out 21, it also sums to 42. This story was first put out by National Geographic October 26th, 2 days before everyone put it out on their own publication sources. That was a date with a life lesson number of 45. Holy Bible equals 45. Gutenberg equals 45. First published Bibles, 42-line Bibles known as Gutenberg Bibles. Gutenberg Bibles are 66 books in length. When you write out 33, it sums to 66 like Gutenberg Bible. Interesting that National Geographic went with the story on that date. It's also a date with 52 numerology, the number of prophecy, which the Freemasons and Zionists go by. So just wanted to share that knowledge. If you've never seen my video on Psalm 74, I'll link that in the description. It relates to this discussion. Until next time, Truth Seekers.